Hello and welcome everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we have a Vinyasa and Yin Yoga fusion shot here in our beautiful garden in France, and I really hope you enjoy the sounds of this tranquil nature, including looking at it as well. I hope you have the opportunity to join me outside as well. Don't worry if you can't. Everywhere has different temperatures all over the world, so I understand if it's not accessible today. And you have to excuse me for my dirty feet. It's one of the hazards of working outside, but it's just part of connecting with nature. So I don't mind as long as you don't. Today is going to be nice and slow. We're going to hold postures for nice, long, deep breaths to help us connect with the body and the breath and really release tension, stress, and help us just ground and feel wonderful for the rest of the day or the evening. As it's an all levels class, I highly recommend having a couple of yoga blocks if you've got them, but you can always use a couple of firm cushions or anything else that would be a great substitute. So let's begin. We're going to just start off in a seated position, any position of your choice. Sit up nice and tall, the tops of the hands on the knees. Allow your elbows and shoulders to become heavy. Connecting directly with the breath. Send all of your awareness there. And try to keep your breaths in and out of your nose. Nice, long, deep and slow throughout today's class today. Taking 2 more deep breaths in this position. And drop your head to one side. And find some neck rolls from shoulder to shoulder, nice and slow. Follow the breath. Inhaling as your face faces the sky. Exhale as your chin reaches your chest. You can find a circle all the way back if that feels good. And then in the opposite direction, taking a full circle, only if that feels okay. And we'll slowly bring our head to center. You can change position of the legs, and we're going to take a side body stretch to the left. Right arm reaches up and over. Stay up on the palm or come all the way down to the forearm. Tilt the chest to the sky and inhale nice fresh air deep into your lungs. Come on up, take it over to the other side. And back up to center. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Let's warm up through the hips in our butterfly pose. Just start to wobble the knees up and down. If you find that your knees are raised up high, that's okay. You can leave them there. With time, you may find that your knees will drop a little lower. We have my cat Cherry joining us currently. And then when you're ready, find some stillness. You might want one of your blocks in front of you, or you can stay seated up tall. If you're using a block, just rest your head down onto your block. Or if you're a little more flexible, you can always bring your forehead all the way down to the ground. We're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Let's take it into 2 more deep breaths before we move to our next posture. And slowly make your way up. We're going to come onto all fours in our tabletop. My cat is being very mischievous behind me here. And we're going to take our cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale to arch and tuck the chin. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Come into a neutral tabletop, open up through this left leg and extend it out to the side. 2 cat-cows just like this, inhale. Exhale, arch. One more, inhale. Exhale. Come back to your neutral spine. You can always use a block behind your bum. And we're going to sit back and extend the arms. You can always use a block for your forehead as well. But if you have the flexibility, send your bum all the way down to your heel with your leg extended and reach your head down to the ground. Stretching the inside of this left thigh. Keep your breath nice and deep. Taking one more breath here. Slowly come out of your stretch. We're going to take this leg out long behind us and extend through the right arm, finding some balance. You can stay here, just holding your balance, or you can take it into your tiger pose by gripping the toes, the inside edge of the foot, and kicking up to the sky. Taking a deep breath. If you're in tiger, slowly release and extend. Plant your hand, and we're going to draw this knee over towards this left elbow and bring the foot to the outside edge of this left hand, sending us into our lizard pose here on the left side. There's some options you can take. You can stay here with your hands planted, just close your eyes and breathe. You can take a block and rest your forearms down onto the block. Or option number 3 is to take your forearms all the way down to the ground, if you have the flexibility. Choose the option that's most comfortable for your body. Allow your hips to sink nice and low and take some deep breaths. Taking one more deep breath here. And then send your hips a little back. And we're going to step this knee in line with the opposite knee. Back into our cat-cow. Opening up through this right leg. Extend the foot out long. Taking 2 cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale to arch. One more inhale. And exhale. We're going to stretch the inside of the right thigh this time, and you can always place the block underneath your bum and a block for your forehead. Or you can come and sit all the way back down. Allow that leg to stay extended. Bring your forehead to the ground if you're more flexible. And breathe into this inner thigh stretch. Take one more deep breath in this position. And then slowly come on up. Extend this right leg out long behind you and extend the left arm. You have two options. You can stay here playing with balance and strength of your spine, or you can take it into tiger pose, gripping the inside edge of this right foot. Kick up to the sky. Find some balance. And slowly release if you're in tiger and extend. Then plant your left hand down, taking this right knee to your right elbow for a second, and step the foot on the opposite edge of your right hand back into our lizard on the opposite side. Remember, you can use your block up high for your elbows, you can stay up on your hands, you can use it low, or you can come all the way down to the ground. So many options to hopefully make this accessible for your body. Keep your breaths mindful and deep. One more deep breath here. Remove your block if you've got it there. Plant your hands, and we're going to lift the foot off the ground. Keep the knee close to your elbow for a second, and then bring it back to meet that back knee. We're going to send our hips up and back to the sky for our first downward facing dog. You can always walk your dog, bending and straightening through the knees, or find stillness. Take a gaze through the legs, and we're going to stay here for 4 deep breaths. Look between your hands and take a slow walk, as slowly as you can, until you reach between your hands. Once you're there, hang heavy in a ragdoll. You can always bend your knees, holding onto each elbow. Hug your belly button back. Lovely deep breaths. If you'd like to interlace your hands behind your spine, then join me, or you can stay in your ragdoll, allowing your hands to fall up and over your head. You can always turn your palms away from you for a more intense stretch. or keep your palms joined together. Wherever you are, breathe deep. If you have your hands interlaced, just release them. Everybody take your hands to your shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Two more. Inhale, half lift. Fold. Take your time. One more, half lift. And fold. From here, plant your hands slightly and just heel toe your feet as wide as the mat or a little wider. Your heels face in, toes out. Send your bum down for your yogi squat. Here you may want to use your block underneath your bum to elevate your hips. This may make it more accessible if you're very tight in the hips. But if you can, bring your hands to your heart center in prayer, sit as low as you want, and allow your elbows to prop your knees open. Spine nice and long, keeping the breath deep. One more deep breath here in your malasana. Plant your hands down. We're going to make our way into hero pose. You can use a block underneath your bum and just draw your knees towards each other. You may want to just come up off of your feet, and we're going to open the feet as wide as the hips, a little wider so that you've got space to sit down. The higher you elevate your hips, the more accessible this may be for your body. If you're more flexible, you can always sit back between your feet and sit up nice and tall. We're going to open the arms out to the side and wrap this left arm up and over the right, either once or twice in your eagle arms. And we're going to stay here for some nice deep breaths. And slowly release the arms, open them out wide, and then let's wrap the right on top of the left, either once or twice, keeping the breath deep. Release your arms, open them out to the side, drop your head to one side and roll your neck. Keeping your hands in line with your shoulders and your fingers facing the sky, nicely spread out. As you roll your neck, very slowly, centimetre by centimetre, start to draw your arms down towards the ground. Your hands. Until your fingertips touch. Take 2 more neck rolls over to each side. Release. We're going to come out of our hero pose, sit up onto your kneeling position, tuck your toes and sit back on your heels just for a moment to allow those knees to wake up again. You can keep your feet tucked or untucked, whatever feels best. And then come on back. I've got a little girl in my way here, but that's okay. I'll find a way. We're going to sit down onto our bums with our feet hip distance. Take a block in the shape of a capital T, just like this. And we're going to place the T just facing towards our bums. We're going to open up through the back and the chest by slowly lying down onto our blocks, either on the lowest or the higher level. And the first block, you want to make sure that it sits just below where your shoulder blades end. And the other block to rest your head onto. Try and find some comfort. And when you do, bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall open. We're going to allow the arms to open up. The elbows in line with each other or in line with the shoulders, and the hands in line with the elbows. Almost cactus-armed. When you find some comfort, it may take a little maneuvering, especially if you're outside in an uneven ground. When you find that comfort, become still And breathe nice and deep. You can stay with your arms in a cactus or interlace your fingers at the top of your head. Just getting into a different area of the arms. Can be very intense, so find what feels good. Slowly, if you have your hands interlaced, release and draw them down towards your body. Everybody place your hands on your belly just for a couple of deep breaths. Allow it to balloon up and then hug it back on the exhale. One more breath here. Place your elbows on the ground and your hands underneath your legs. Start to lift your head and then your back nice and slowly. Place your blocks aside and we've got one more position today. Feet hip distance, roll down onto your spine. Have a block close so that you can grab it. And we're going to send our hips to the sky for our bridge pose. The choice is yours to keep it an active bridge and no block, or you can place a block on the highest level, making sure that the bony part just between your bum cheeks is what is resting onto the block. Don't rest your lower back onto the block. We want to keep that safe. So you can choose this passive option, or you can choose to keep your hips raised all on your own. Neither is right, neither is wrong, and both are beautiful. Whichever you've chosen, slight squeeze of the glutes, and enjoy your deep breaths. one more deep breath here. And then if you've got a block, slowly lift a little higher by squeezing your glutes. Move your block to the side. And everybody's roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slowly, until your whole body has made contact with the mat. Extend your legs out long, a little wider than hip distance, and your arms a few inches away from your body, palms facing the sky. I will stay here with you in Shavasana for a couple of minutes of total silence, coming back into your natural breathing rhythm. And then I will love and leave you here so you can stay as long as you like. Enjoy this peaceful moment where you're connected with the ground, with your breath, and with the present moment. You can stay here and enjoy your meditation for however long you would like. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Namaste.